The other day I posted on Instagram some of the soul loops I was working on and y'all went crazy over them. So I decided to pick 2 of my favorite ones off that post and show y'all how I made them. And then at the end, I'm gonna show y'all how to actually flip them into beats. So the first one we're gonna go over is my personal favorite, and it's this one right here. I called it Lovely Day.
I don't know if it's me that you need. You miss me here, I will pick up your call. It's been falling up, it's only for weeks. The stars are pretty when the sky falls.
Now there's something really interesting I did to get the mixing right for this loop, and I'm gonna tell y'all that at the end of this loop breakdown. So the very first thing that I did was get an upright piano. For this instance, I went into Analog Lab and I got the neglected upright, and I put these chords down right here. Now, shout out to Paul Barlona real quick, because he put out a tutorial about Marvin Gaye and his like production and everything like that. And I kind of took something from that video that I thought was really interesting. Apparently, if you do chord progressions where it's like this, and then it starts like right here for the second chord, it gives off that retro type of feel for the progression. And I really like the bounce that it gave the whole loop. So shout out Loner. Now, I don't know why, but whenever I'm working on these soul type loops, my order always goes chords and then the bass. I don't know why I always do bass second. Like usually when I'm doing like West Coast stuff, I'll save the bass for the last element that I'm adding in. For some reason, for soul loops, just to get like the grooves and the patterns down and everything like that, I usually end up putting the bass in second. So I ended up getting the Scarby Rickenbacker bass, and I got the default preset, and I put down this pattern right here. You'll see that we're really just following the root notes for the chord progression. But in between going from one root note to the other, I add in these little extra like groove notes right here. And adding in small little grooves like this and like this right here help out the bounce of your loop tremendously. Hey, real quick, I just want to let y'all know that all of the kits that were in the Gatekeep Sounds bundle are available for singular purchase. What does that mean? Basically means if you only wanted the Analog Lab Bank, you can only get the Analog Lab Bank now. And if you just wanted the MIDI kit, which is royalty free by the way, you can only get the MIDI kit. But if you still wanted to get it as the bundle, you can do that too. So if you want to get and experience the best sounds that I have created, first link in the description. And you know what? I'll give you 25% off too. And then after that, I added in a vibraphone from Mallet Flux, and I made up this melody right here. Now, I wish I could sit here and tell y'all like the method, how I made this counter melody right here, but I just kind of sat there and clicked in notes until I had something that I liked. Then after that, I exported it and I pitched up an octave to layer with that, and this is what that sounds like. And then after that, I took that exact same MIDI and I put it over into the Evolution Dracus guitar. Then after that, I went into Opus, and then I went to the Voices of Soul Bank, and I got the Ah preset, and I put this down right here. Then after that, I layered these strings on top, and these are from the BBC Symphony Orchestra. Then the very last thing that I did was get some vocals and some drums off of Splice, and I layered them into the melody.
I don't know if it's me that you need. You miss me here, now I won't pick up your call. It's been falling, I've been solid for weeks. The stars are pretty when the sky falls.
Now, just to thank y'all for sticking through the video for so long, I want to tell y'all the weird thing that I did on this loop that I never do on any of my loops ever. I turned off all the effects. And for the mixing, I only panned it, leveled it, and messed with the mono and stereo knobs. So if you look at all these buttons right here, the ones that are white means that I turned the effects off. And the reason why I did that is because it's a sample. It's supposed to sound a little bit more dry than what a regular loop would be.
I don't know if it's me that you need. You miss me here, I will pick up your call. It's been falling up, it's all for weeks.
Now, Now, this is a very small change, but to me, it makes a world of a difference. Now on to the second sample that I made, and this is the one that we're going to end up flipping into a Drake type beat. So make sure to stick into the end. Now, I personally feel like this loop is gonna be the easiest one to learn how to make, because at the end of the day, mostly just chords, and they're pretty simple chords that anyone can know. So the first thing I did was get the Stage 73. I really wanted this loop to sound retro, so I made sure to get a retro sounding electric piano. All right, so if we look at it like this right here, boom, one note, boom, two notes, boom, three, that's a triad. 4, minor 7, there you go. 5, minor 9. This is just a minor 9th chord that we're just dealing with in the beginning. Then I just repeated that chord over one more time right here, and then I pitched it up 500 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 semitones, 500 cents, 5 semitones, my bad. All the little music nerds gonna get mad at me now. All right, so you got this one right here, but all I did was just make like a little melody in the middle of the chord right here, just kind of spice it up and make it more interesting. Copied it over one more time, boom, that's the next chord. And then instead of going up 500 cents, we're gonna go down 500 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4. I lied, we're going down 4. And then for the very last chord, we took the same one, pitched it down 500 cents this time, and then I just transposed some of the notes. So like these two little middle ones right here, you go up. Then after that, I went into Analog Lab and I got the Blame It Jamie preset, and I just layered down the same exact chords right here, but I added this little melody right here. Whoop. And then whenever it comes to the more soul samples that I make, I always go to the Scarby Rickenbacker bass. And I tend to just kind of favor that one over others. And then just like the other sample, I really just took the root notes that we were using and just made like little passing notes to make it more bouncy and have more groove. Then BBC Symphony Orchestra lay down these strings right here. Then I went into Analog Lab and I got the Activist preset. I actually forgot where this one is from. This is by Noah Cruz, so it's in one of the Noah Cruz banks. Anti-Gravity, there you go. Make sure we give Brad a little shout out, you feel me? Then I took the chord, put them into Opus, Voices of Soul bank, you feel me? You know where I was going with this. And then just like the last loop, we're gonna finish it off with some vocals and drum loops from Splice. All right, so boom, we got our loop in right here. We got it set to the same tempo, but let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, I like that speed, but let's try pitching it down a little bit too. All right, so let's start out with a snare real quick. All right, so let's take this and we're gonna layer it with a clap as well. Now let's just try to add in like some accent snares like these little joints right here. Something like this. All right, cool, time for the open hats. Then it's like, yeah, it's like a Drake type beat. So I feel like we can't go wrong with just going right click, fill every 2 steps, and just kind of thugging it out like that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's clean. That feels like a real good foundation. So now we're just gonna make a pattern for the 808 with following the root notes of the original chords. Now we're just gonna copy the 808. We're gonna bring it over to where the kick is. Make sure all the velocities are raised to the maximum. I didn't do no sidechaining, no EQing. I just got a kick that sounds good with the 808 that I got. And I ain't gonna lie, this the beat right here. I ain't gonna lie, we might just have to keep it simple on this one, bruh. So with that being said, I really hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all got some value out of it. You feel me? If you like the video, throw me a like. If you want to comment, throw a comment. Then if you want to sub, hit me with a sub. You feel me? So with that being said, peace out.